have a mom who cooks great food for you. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say you. Oh yeah, I was saying that like, oh yeah, I'm immunocompromised too because of my Lyme disease. So
Yeah.
that it causes me to like, it's harder for me to fight things off too. So
No, yeah,
we're
for
taking
sure.
things pretty seriously too.
That's so good. I
Yeah.
literally love you and Haley. Like, also another fun fact. I
Okay.
see you guys at church all the time,
That's
but
awesome.
obviously I don't say anything because
Yeah.
I want to respect your space. But
Yeah, I appreciate that.
very funny.
Thank you. So you're living in LA then?
I live in Orange County area, but I
Okay.
go up a lot of Wednesdays to go up
For
there.
church, yeah.
Yeah.
How good is
Yeah.
Judah as a speaker? He's such a good speaker.
He's so good.
How many times have you cried at a sermon? Have you
So
cried?
many times. So many
Yeah.
times. And I like try to like hide in the corner so my friends don't see me crying, but
Yeah.
definitely
It's hard not to. We're so blessed. I mean, you coming from a place of being like, because you were sick, you were really sick, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I'm
very
sure,
sick.
like, just life in general, you feeling like super blessed to be, because you're feeling better, I'm assuming at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Crohn's disease, so
Okay.
like I'll always have this disease, but I'm currently like in remission, so yeah, I'm feeling
Good.
better.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so would you say that like you are able to, you feel like now that things aren't as bad, do you feel like maybe before you took little things for granted that maybe you don't now?
No, 100%. Like,
That's cool.
yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like, for example, like I went on like 2 missions trips to Rwanda when I was in 7th and 8th grade, and this was before I was diagnosed. So I was diagnosed my sophomore year. So 7th and 8th grade, I went on a missions trip to Rwanda, and after I was diagnosed and everything, like it was a whole new like concept and dynamic of like, well, am I ever going to be able to go to Rwanda again? Because uh like I was able to eventually go my senior year again, but there was like a lot of like hoops and things I had to like go through so that I was able to go and like stay safe when I went like my senior year of high school. But I like totally took that for granted of just being able to go on a missions trip like when I was in the 7th grade, and now like having to like be like, oh, you need to watch out for these things that you eat, or like these medications that you take, or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And it just makes it way more complicated to go and do something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so with that being said, have you done one of those mission trips within the past little while? Are you saying the Rwanda one was prior to you being sick or after you?
Yeah. So okay. So I went to and my sophomore year, got diagnosed. That's when my life like kind of changed, and then I went again my senior year of high school. I went back to Rwanda my senior year of high school.
So you're saying that the second time it wasn't as it was harder. You're saying it's harder, or it was harder. It was harder.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more that you had to look out for because of your immune system.
Yes. That.
Can you tell me a little bit about Crohn's disease and what it's Crohn's with an N or with an N? Crohn's.
N, yeah.
Crohn's. And how does that affect you? And maybe if people who are watching that might have Crohn's, or maybe just bring some awareness to how that's affected you. Maybe that would be positive.
Yeah, for sure. So basically it's like an inflammatory bowel disease. So basically my body like attacks itself. For like I have an overactive immune system. So I feel like a lot of times I'm very like misunderstood, because now that I am okay, let's backtrack. So when I was first diagnosed, I had like an extreme case. It like all happened out of nowhere. So basically I had like a complete blockage in my intestines, and it was people look at me and like no one would ever assume like that girl has like some autoimmune disease, and like I also hide it really well. So like when I'm doing everyday life and like the one random time I'll like kind of try to back out of something because I'm not feeling well, people get really confused and they're like, you're fine, like you don't even seem sick, why would you call out of work, why would you call out of school? But I think it's just like people need to have more awareness of like, just because someone looks healthy and like their disease is on the inside, not the outside, doesn't mean that like they're not like I don't know, what am I trying to say, Mom? Like,
I think I know what you're trying to say. Is maybe it's something, maybe it's not a disease that people have or are too educated about, maybe.
Yeah,
and maybe
yeah,
it feels like just because it's not as like, say it's not like cancer or something that people have more sympathy over, you feel like you don't get as much sympathy because it's not, and not that you want sympathy, but just understanding that you feel crappy or whatever it is.
Yeah, like even at my last job, I got so many write-ups and like disciplinary like actions towards me because like my manager just didn't understand that like I actually am like sick. So like my
I sympathize with you only because I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, and it's a thing that's really not very, there's not a lot of research about it. I mean, it's been going on for a long time, but I think it's starting to be taken more serious now because of how many people it's affecting. And it's something that's kind of under the radar. It attacks your immune system. It attacks your ability to like your energy and all these little things that people I think it's hard to find. It's hard to diagnose Lyme disease because it's hidden in your bloodstream, and there's so many different kinds of Lyme disease, and it's just not taken as seriously. So I kind of can sympathize with you when it comes to that, for sure.
Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like that's kind of how Crohn's disease is too. A lot of people don't get diagnosed for years because like I don't really know why, to be honest. It's hard for it to get diagnosed, but I was lucky to be diagnosed like pretty fast. But I know for a lot of people, it takes a long time.
Being sick and feeling like, for me, for a while, it was affecting my mental health, and I didn't know that I had this disease, and so I thought it was all my mental health. I thought it was all like depression and anxiety, and I'm like, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get out of this slump. And then once I got diagnosed with that, and I was like, oh, I'm actually physically sick. Like my internal organs and things aren't working correctly. And that helped me to be able to kind of like, well, first of all, give myself some like grace to know that it's like, I'm not going crazy. Like we all go through like our own internal emotional struggles with our decision making and our like past and all these sort of things, but like I was like, I've always been able to kind of like get through those things, and it felt like in this time I couldn't get through this emotional feeling, and it was physical, I guess.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is some really tough territory, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can really that are really going to be empowered and uplifted by this, because there's a lot of people who are sick or don't know they're sick, and maybe they are watching this and they can say like, I've been depressed for months now, maybe I can get checked for XYZ. Maybe I have Crohn's disease, maybe I have Lyme disease, maybe I have an unknown disease that people don't really talk about. It's affecting the way that I'm feeling emotionally. So
well, it actually just happened to one of my best friends. She for months has been so sick, like has so many symptoms of so many different things, but no one like believed her that she was sick because she looks super normal. She like doesn't look sick, and she even started like question herself. She was like, am I even actually sick? Like, do I
hypochondriac. Sorry, 1 second. My phone's gonna die. I don't want it to die. Where's the charger? Yes, please. Just pause it for a second. Damn. Unfortunately, you cut out for a majority of that. I'm not sure if you could hear me, but I couldn't. I don't know if anybody. I couldn't hear you for that whole time, unfortunately. It was so frozen, but I think it might be back now. I think you're back. I think you're back. I think we're back.
Back.
We're back.
Are we back?
We're back. We're back. I think we're back.
We're back and better than ever.
Okay. 1 second. 1 second. I'm trying to get a.
Okay.
But no, I missed a lot of that, unfortunately.
No, it's okay.
I wanna kind of maybe go backwards and kind of hear what you were talking about, because it was some good stuff you were saying.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, one of my best friends, she has been struggling with like a lot of health issues for a while, and she doesn't look sick. No, she doesn't look sick at all. She looks completely normal and healthy.
Damn, my bad again. Sorry, go back one more time.
No, it's okay. For months, she was like going to doctor's appointments and getting all of these different tests done, and all of them were coming back inconclusive. Like so many tests, and it was just super like hard for her.
Discouraging for her.
Yes, very discouraging.
I was the same way. I mean, I was trying to figure out what was going on with me for months.
Yeah.
Months, like half a year.
Yeah, she was so discouraged because she was like, I know that I'm feeling these ways, but I'm not validated by anyone. Like, not by doctors, not by friends. Like, everyone kind of just thinks I'm lying. So
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if she's probably not watching, but if she finds a clip of this later, I'm glad that you found out what you were going through.
I'll be sure to tell her that you say that. All
right, sounds good. Well, it's nice to meet you. What was your name again?
Gabby. Or Gabby. Gabriella, whichever one.
All right, Gabby. Well, thank you for your wise words and your openness, and it was nice talking with you. And I'm going to keep chatting with some more people.
Okay, thank you for talking to me.
Absolutely. All right.
Best birthday present ever.
Happy birthday, and give your love to your family.
Okay, well, thank you.
Right. Take care. Say bye to. Literally love you, baby. I'm still on. Do you need me? I built a cool fire. It's probably like ending now, but I'll keep it on. Are you okay? Do you need me? Okay. I love you.
He is such the perfect boyfriend.
Pick me.
He said, "Do you need me?" Boyfriends don't even ask that. They just be like, "Okay, bye." Shout out to Justin. Oh my God!
What's up, Justin? What's good, player? How you doing, man? Good. I heard your new song. Congratulations, man. Oh, thank you so much. Congrats, bro. It was a bit of an introduction, but well.